afternoon to you, dear TV friend, and welcome to another interesting edition of our program every Monday, beginning from 3:30 to 4:30, a 1-hour program, and it is captioned Vocation Corner. In this Vocation Corner, we tell you more about the voice of God, God addressing his children in a very, very unique way, and how in turn the children respond to the voice of God. We talk more about discernment. We talk about the virtues that should be harbored by children of God, and how we can actually live our vocations even in our various professions of life as nurses, as medical doctors, in a very, very outstanding and unique way, which makes for a vocation in addition to a profession. And that is why every Monday from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m., we are always here to commune with you, to dialogue with you, and to discuss with you, and with a guest always on board concerning the vocational life. Equally, we discuss more about various religious congregations and various priests, like we have the Diocesan priest, we have the missionary of St. Paul priest, we have the Augustinian priest, the Capuchin priest, and many others. We tend to discover more about their charisms, their way of life, and how they live their community life, and how they exercise their apostolate. And more equally we discover in this program of Vocations Corner. And we equally give the room and the floor open to you, our faithful audience, listening to us wherever you are found and wherever our signals can reach you, so that you equally give your contributions, so that others listening to you may equally be nourished and may equally be clarified of certain life difficulties and situations. So it is wonderful to have you here over the DMR TV, our highly cherished television station of the Diocese of Boya, sharing the light of hope. I am your regular host, Father Martin Njemuka, for the program. And today, we are honored to have on our platform a brother who belongs to the Order of St. Paul, the First Hermit. Remember, like I told you, we have been looking at religious congregations. We have even been looking at some of the Dominicans, the Carmelites, and gradually we tended to explore more about these religious congregations. And that is why we are pleased and honored to have in our midst this afternoon Brother Roger Lotham, right? Lontum, yes, you tell us more. Lontum, Brother Roger Lontum, who belongs to the Order of St. Paul, the First Hermit. Good afternoon to you, brother.
Good afternoon, Father.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank God. It's a pleasure being here.
It's a pleasure being here. Yeah. We are equally very, very happy to have you here. You know, it's not easy to have, especially the brothers of congregations as such, living such meditative and contemplative life. Always having them on board is really not easy. And so we are very, very pleased to have you on board today.
Thank you very much, Father.
Okay, thank you so much, our brother Roger. Okay. Yes. So, dear TV friend, in the course of the program, you will be in the company of Brother Roger and myself, Father Martin. You are going to hear more about the Order of St. Paul, the First Hermit, and how their life is lived, where they are found, their charism, and how you can equally situate them. Dear TV friend, you are welcome. So, to begin with, brother, I'm sure this is your very first time of being present over the social media, precisely here in Divine Mercy Radio Television.
Exactly, Father. This is my first time of being here, and I'm so happy. First of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity which you have given me to share to others, our community, the reach of the church. I'm very, very grateful to be here.
Okay, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us a bit about the Order of St. Paul, the First Hermit? You know, when we hear of St. Paul, the first, impression that comes to mind is St. Paul, who was Paul converted to Saul, and the author of the so many epistles we have in the first, or rather in the New Testament, the letter of St. Paul to the Romans, the Corinthians, the Galatians, and many others. So, can you tell us more about the Order of St. Paul and the First Hermit?
Thank you, Father, for the question. Talking about St. Paul, the First Hermit, first of all, I would like to to give a brief history of Saint Paul, the first hermit. Saint Paul, the first hermit, was
Yes.
a hermit. He lived in the third century. In the 3rd century. So he, at the age of 16, he left his family and went to the forest. That's where he started his life, reading the Bible, meditations, and then praying. That's why when they talk about hermit, it means those who detach from the community to live somewhere to pray and to contemplate God in a special way. So at the age of 16, he went to the forest. Then each way he prayed, and then he lived there for around 90 years, alone, without seeing anybody for around 90 years. The very first person that he saw was Antoine the Great. You know, when they talk about religious life, contemplative life, people used to say that Antoine the Great is the founder and the father of religious life.
Yes.
But here, Father, I would like to say that Saint Paul, the first hermit, was the first person. He went there, he was praying. Antoine came and met him there. Antoine was shocked when he saw Saint Paul in the forest.
Praying.
That time, yes.
For over 90 years.
Over 90 years. He have not seen anybody. Antoine came, and then they have a few times together, and after that, he died. And there's also something pertinent about Saint Paul when he was there in the desert. He was being fed with palms, and then there was this cow that used to bring him bread every day, a half loaf of bread every day, and that's how he was nourishing himself, surviving. And then there was also water, a source there in the desert, yes. So, Father, that's it about Saint Paul, the first hermit. And then our congregation was created on the 13th century. When we created our congregation, we decided to put Saint Paul, the first hermit, like our patron saint. Yes, because we are like trying to live the life of Saint Paul. Yes, to like imitate his way of life. So that's why we are called the Order of Saint Paul, the first hermit.
Thank you very much, Brother Roger.
Thank you.
ZTV friend, this is Brother Roger, a member of the Order of Saint Paul, the first hermit. And he is just giving us a historical foundation of their congregation with their patron saint being Saint Paul, one who actually detached himself from the community, from noise, from persons, and went in isolation, because we know hermits are people who actually live in isolation and they pray in their solitude. They have a time of intimacy and a deep encounter with the Lord. That was it with Saint Paul. It's not Saint Paul we know who is the author of the epistles we have in scripture. This is another Paul. Yes. So it will not be out of place for one to give birth to a child and name the child Paul. Yes, Paul, because we have Paul to be great figures in scriptures. I think so, Brother Roger.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay, thank you so much. And so what is very, very touching is the fact that St. Paul actually lived a very, very detached life, and it was in the forest for over 19 years. 90 years. For over 19 years. Exactly. You can imagine. And what is very unique is that the 13th century, that is approximately, because if he lived in the 3rd century and in the 13th century our congregation or order was founded, it means approximately 10 centuries after. And then the congregation decided to have Saint Paul as a patron saint of the congregation because of his way of life. It means that this Saint Paul must have been a very, very very, very exemplary figure.
Exactly, Father.
Okay, thank you so much. So, Brother Roger, we want to know more about this order. I'm sure most of our audience will be getting it for the first time, and even some of the people in the religious sphere. You know, not everyone in the religious sphere is acquainted very much with all the religious orders. Let me put it that way. So, could you tell us a bit about maybe your way of life? Do you live? Are you actually monks? Do you live as monks? We know that monks, yes, as hermits, live a very, very, isolated life. Are you actually monks, or you live a community life interacting with the people?
Father, I don't know, with your permission, I would like to start with the foundation of our congregation.
Yes, we
of
are
our
pleased.
order. Like I lightly said, it was founded on the 13th century.
13th century.
Yes. What concerns the foundation of our community, I would like to talk of Bishop Bartholomew.
Yes.
That was in 1225. He was the bishop of Pécs, there in Hungary.
In Hungary.
Yes.
Hungary.
So arriving in his diocese, he discovered that there were some priests who loved this life, this hermetic life. So
yes,
he decided to give an opportunity for them to live that life. So he built a community, and then some of them came and they were living there, trying to live the hermetic life. And then the first constitution and the way of life, he was the one that ruled all those things. And then after that, in the other part, we have Blessed Eusebe. That's our principal founder.
Yes.
Blessed Eusebe. He's also from Hungary.
Yes.
So in the other part, Eusebe had a vision, and in his vision, he saw the flame in the forest. They were lighted flame in the forest.
Yes.
All the part of the forest. And then at a particular time, all the flames were coming together. They come and met together.
Yes.
And then when they met together, he discovered that it formed light. The whole forest was lighted
with a flame. Yes.
Yes, the whole forest was lighted. And then after that, he discovered that God was trying to tell him something to because in that time, they were just living separately.
Yes, separately.
So now he understood what God wanted to say and try now to unite the hermit so that they should not live individually.
Yes,
they should form
as a community. Yes.
So from there, he joins everybody together, and then they form a community.
Yes.
And that community now was there. And then in a short time, they also discovered that other community of Bishop Bartholomew.
Yes.
So he came in contact with them, and then they discussed that they were having something in common. And then after that, the two communities decided to be together, to come together as one community. That was in 1225.
Yes.
Yes, 25. So after that, now the community they journeyed together, and then Blessed Eusebe start the legislation of the community, like going to Rome to see how he can arrange things so that it should become a full community. And when he went to Rome, thanks to Saint Thomas Aquinas, he met Saint Thomas Aquinas in Rome. Saint Thomas was in Rome. That was the person that helped him.
Yes.
To connect him to the Pope.
To the Holy Father.
He went and met the Pope. That was Pope Paul V, which he started the journey with him, and then they were discussing all the rest. They were writing the constitution, those type of things. And then after on, thanks to his work on 1308,
yes,
our community has canonical approbation.
Yes.
That was from the hands of His Holiness Pope Clemens.
Yes.
Clemens. So, Father, that's some history that is linked to the foundation of our congregation.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Brother Roger. Thank you for the deep, knowledge you are bringing to our awareness concerning the order of Saint Paul, the first hermit. The order of Saint Paul, the first hermit. And now, before we take a musical break, I would like to ask you all to hear from you, Brother Roger. Living the community life, you people are monks, and yes, we know that in the monastery, yes, it is always a life of prayer, a life of contemplation, a community life, and so on. But before we dive deep into that, I wish to ask, where in this country precisely is your community located? is your community located? Where can we have the brothers belonging to the Order of St. Paul, the First Hermit in Cameroon? And probably out of Cameroon, we shall look at maybe Africa and the world at large.
Thank you, Father. Here in Cameroon, we have 2 communities here in Cameroon. That's one community in the center region, that's in the Diocese of Yaoundé, and then we have another community in the Diocese of Bétois. In the Diocese of Yaoundé, we are found in Ayos. That's our novitiate house. It's in Ayos. The house was created in 2004. And then we have the other community in the Diocese of Bétois, which is found in Belabo. The community was created in 1998. So the community in Belabo, that's the house, the postulancy and aspirancy house.
Okay.
So, Father, those are 2 communities here in Cameroon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Father.
I wish to ask again that with regard to the communities, are there other communities found in Africa and the world at large, or is limited to only Cameroon and maybe to some African countries?
Father, talking about that, we have so many communities in almost the whole world.
The whole world.
But here in Africa, we are just found in 2 countries.
Yes.
We are in Cameroon, and then also we are in South Africa.
Okay.
Yes, Father.
Cameroon and South
Africa.
Okay.
In the other countries, we have congregations all over. We have in Poland. That's where our general house.
The general it is found in Poland.
In Poland.
Okay.
In Poland, Father.
Okay.
We have houses in Poland, Ukraine, all over Belarus. We have houses in America, all over. We have many houses.
Okay.
Yes, Father.
Thank you very much, Brother Roger. In the second segment, we shall be discussing now very, very practical and interesting, issues like what actually motivated you to join this way of life and the rest. But before we come to that, we want you to have your ease, to have your cool time. And so we shall call on our brothers at the technical board to give us a short musical interlude, and we shall come back and you shall be hearing more from our Brother Roger. But before we come to that, dear TV friend, with the contact projected at your TV screen, you can always reach us with contributions, with remarks, with notifications, and we shall be ready to get to you and to respond to you. For the moment, we shall take a short musical interlude, and later on we shall be back.
From early in the morning till late at night, all that I need is you. And my only hope is you. My only hope, Jesus, my only hope. My hope is you, Lord. From early in the morning till late at night, my only hope is you. And my only peace is you. My only peace is you. My only peace. Yes, my peace is you, Lord. From early in the morning till late at night, my only peace is you. And my only joy is you. My only joy is you. My only joy. Yes, my joy is you, Lord. From early in the morning till late at night, my only joy is you. It's all that I need. All that I need. All that I need. Jesus, all that I need. All I need is you, Lord. From early in the morning till late at night, all that I need is you. And my only hope is you. My only hope, Jesus, my only hope. Yes, my hope is you, Lord. From early in the morning till late at night, my only hope is you. From early in the morning till late at night, my only hope is you. From early in the morning till late at night, all that I need is you. And my only And my only joy, my only joy is you. My only joy, Jesus, my only joy. Yes, my joy is you, Lord. From early in the morning till late at night, my only joy is you. It's all that I need. All that I need. All that I need. Jesus, all that I need. All I need is you, Lord. From early in the morning till late at night, all that I need is you.
My only hope, my only joy, my only peace is you. From early in the morning till late at night, all that I need is you. Dear TV friend, isn't that so pleasing? Brother Roger, isn't that so touching?
That's it, Father.
It's touching to the soul.
Yeah, exactly.
It permeates right into the soul.
Exactly.
You see that persons are inspired by the Holy Spirit, of course, to write and to compose. I'm sure you are also a good composer. You sing, right?
Yes, Father, of course, of course.
You sing and you compose.
Of course.
That's wonderful. That's the joy. That's the joy. Yes, God is working in marvelous ways, in ways that we cannot even comprehend totally and understand totally. That is wonderful. My only peace, joy, hope is in the Lord. Dear TV friend, we have been considering you today. If you are just joining us, you are onto our program Vocation Corner, and today we are considering the order of St. Paul the First Hermit. And it is worth of note that hermits are people, just like monks generally, who are actually detached and they are actually kept off totally from the normal community way of life, from where there is noise, and they concentrate in prayer. Even though they concentrate in prayer, they are equally engaged with communal activities. They rear animals, they grow plants, and so many other things. But then their primary preoccupation is a life of contemplation, meditation, and prayer. In fact, it is said, while the world goes on working, the monks are there praying for the world to give them energy so that they succeed. And that is why we have been privileged to have Brother Roger Lontum today, a brother of the Order of St. Paul the First Hermit. To continue with our discussion today, Brother Roger, I have come to understand that the Order of St. Paul the First Hermit is not just made up of brothers alone.
Yes, Father, exactly, Father.
So who are or equally the other persons who constitute that? Maybe some clerics?
In the Order of St. Paul the First Hermit, we have brothers. It means normal brothers.
Yes.
Those who came just to be formed to be normal brothers.
To be normal brothers.
And then we have priests, formation of priesthood. It means that those who came to become priests. Yes. And then we also have lay faithful.
The lay faithful.
Which are
order of the lay
confraters of our community. Yes. They belong to the community. They try also to live the charism and the spirituality, not in the fullness, but just a little part of it. So
Okay.
that's it. So we have 3 groups of people who belongs to this great order.
Okay, thank you so much, brother, for that notification. Which means, consider the fact that you are not just limited as brothers, because most often we know that brothers in the monastery, we have the monks and nuns as brothers, again as sisters, and we rarely have priests, maybe the abbot, the superiors and the rest, and a few priests who can be perhaps celebrating holy masses for the rest of the brothers. Meaning that if now the order is made up of a priest, means that to an extent you people are outgoing. You are no longer totally confined to live a life of solitude and limited, maybe perhaps in the community or in the monastery. I guess I'm on track.
Exactly, Father. There was a time that the Pope John Paul II, make a call to some monasteries to come out to the world, to come and interact with the people, go out and meet the people. So our monastery was one of the monastery that the Pope asked to go out. So that's one of the reasons why we go out. We start opening schools. That's why in our community now we see that we are diverting our charism or adding something to our charism. Right now we are now working in schools. working with the youth, working in parishes. Meanwhile, in the beginning,
It wasn't like that.
wasn't the case.
Okay.
Yes, Father.
Okay.
In the beginning, it was just living in the monastery, serving in our sanctuaries.
Yes.
Because we also have sanctuaries, Father. Marian sanctuaries.
Yes,
because
sanctuaries.
That's part of our charism. Working in Marian sanctuary. Like in Poland, we have a big sanctuary, one of the biggest sanctuary there in Poland. It's an international sanctuary. Yes, there at Jasna Gora.
Okay.
So that's it, Father. We are like trying to integrate certain activities of life to like make value. It's just the call of time now. So that it should correspond with
the evolving times.
Father. So that's it.
I get the point. I get the point. So this was a great call from the Holy Father to actually ensure and to address the order that it's good that you should be outgoing. Yes. It's like a new aggiornamento. Let some fresh air enter into the order, such that you leave your confines of your solitude and equally attend to the needs of the people by working in schools, by working in hospitals, and so many others, and in the sanctuaries, like you said.
Exactly,
which is so wonderful. Okay, thank you so much, brother. Brother, I am seeing your habits, and what is coming to mind is about your spirituality. You know, I'm putting on the cassock with the cape on it. Normal dressing as a priest, but yours is quite different. It is quite different. I'm tempted to ask that you tell us more about your habits and the symbolic significance. By the way, before we go to that, I don't know if you can dress totally. I mean,
yes, it's possible.
I hope there's nothing wrong with that. Yes.
No, in our community, when we put on the capuchon, it's time. It means that we are in total contemplation. Yes. If you happen to see anybody
dressed fully with a cap,
yes, don't even try to like
disturb maybe by noise. It's time for total silence.
Yes, Father.
Meditation,
total silence. Yes,
contemplation.
That's it.
Yes, meditating. Yes, the realm of the spiritual.
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. I'm sure our audience they're happy seeing you like that. Don't be very fast to remove, brother. Yes, because personally I'm so elated and happy. I don't know why, but I just feel happy seeing you like that, dressed in your full regalia. So could you just tell us a bit with regard to the spirituality, your spirituality alongside, commensurate to the habits that you are putting on. Yes.
Talking about our spirituality, first of all, I would like to start with the motto of our community, which is Solus cum Deo Solus. That's alone with God alone.
Mm-hmm.
Our community, when it concerns the spirituality, we are called to live, to contemplate God in silence and in meditation, especially in Eucharistic celebration and in the sacrament of penance. So that's just a brief summary of our spirituality.
Okay.
That's it, Father.
Especially with the sacrament of penance. God, yes, that is very, very important. The sacrament of penance, reconciliation, which means it's taking into consideration, you people equally take into consideration that nobody is perfect, that we equally need reconciliation with one another.
Exactly,
reconciliation
Father.
with one another, which means
Father.
Even as a community life, you can equally step on the toes of others and you can equally err or sin.
Exactly, Father. Father, like in our community, we do our confession. After every 2 weeks, we have confession in our community. After every 2 weeks.
Yes.
So and then when it comes to the celebration of Eucharistic celebration, those are one of the prayers we don't joke with. We are always very. It's part of us. It's part of our spirituality. Yes. Okay. We are called to live it in the deeper part of
very deep.
Yes, Father.
Okay.
So that's it.
That's very, very interesting. Yes.
And then our priests, when it comes to the sacrament of penance, they are all called to be confessors. So they always pass their time confessing. They are always ready to confess. Yes. Even in all our sanctuaries all over the world, if you happen to visit any of our sanctuary, confession is always our priority. Okay. Confession and holy masses is always our priority, Father.
Wonderful.
So that's it, Father.
Confession and holy masses.
Yes.
Those sacraments are, kind of, they complement, yes, with the Eucharist. You cannot receive the Eucharist when you are always in a total state of sin. It's always advised that you always have a perfect contrition and the sacrament of reconciliation before you receive the Holy Eucharist, so that you do not add condemnation to your soul. And since you people put at the forefront as your spirituality, reverence for the Eucharist and the reception of the Eucharist and the celebration of the sacrament of penance, I want to think that it is very, very important and it should be highlighted.
That's it, Father. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Brother Roger, let's discuss privately, or let me say, though publicly, but let's go deep to your personality and maybe your private and personal experiences. Before we want to look at maybe some of the prerequisites or primary requirements for one to actually join the order of St. Paul the First Hermit, I want to ask, what was your motivation in joining this order, apart from the fact that we have so many orders existing, so many other religious congregations for consecrated life, religious and consecrated life? So why the uniqueness and the choice with the order of St. Paul the First Hermit?
Okay, Father, thank you very much for the question. I'm so delighted. I'm happy for the question. To start, I would like to say something. Our community also is a Marian community. It means that we have a deep attachment to the Blessed Virgin Mary, Father. I want to make mention of that because that's one of my motivation. So my life growing up as a young person,
yes,
I was having that model. I don't know. I just love the Blessed Virgin Mary. It was just extremely. I cannot even know how to explain.
So attachment to the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Mm-hmm. And then in the other part, since the congregation, spirituality, that of contemplation and prayers, meditation, all the rest, I also discovered that I love meditating a lot.
Okay.
So those are the key factors which pushes me to like look for such a congregation. And I would like make mention to maybe some of my friends, the young people listening, that now, when it comes to religious life, experience religious life, to choose a congregation, there's what we call personal charism. First of all, you have to look your personal charism. Personal charism, it means things which you like doing, or you feel, yes, you feel easy when you are doing them. And choosing a congregation, you have to choose a congregation which have anything linked with your personal charism.
Yes.
That will permit you to live happily and to always do your things in such a way that people will be happy, and then you yourself will be happy.
Okay.
I'm saying that because many people do make mistake. You go into congregations where their own personal charism does not match.
Yeah, it doesn't tie.
Yes. And after there's a big problem, they are not feeling fine, they are sad. You see, but religious life is a life of happiness.
Yes,
we live joyous.
You've got to be happy. Yes,
so
I am seeing happiness radiating from your face. But I'm contaminated already by the degree of happiness living as a hermit.
Yeah,
wonderful. You are really happy. Yes, you don't look as though maybe you don't look dismal. You look very, very relaxed, happy, and so on.
That's it.
That is great.
To life, we need to be happy, especially when we are serving God. When God is there, we need to be happy, Father.
Wow,
that's it.
That's great. Thank you so much, Brother Roger. How I wish most of us and so many people emulate and actually experience this degree of happiness that you are facing, and then choosing where you think that you can best survive, and you are happy and serve God. That is very important. I wish to ask Brother Roger, you made a very, very important point that yes, one of their motivations was the fact that you had a special, filiation and attachment to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and that as a young man growing up, you equally realized and understood yourself that you equally cherish those moments of meditation. So one who does not have these two great, me call them virtues of having a strong attachment to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and that moment of always keeping aside, meditating, pondering, and reflecting. One who hasn't these deep virtues, is it a practical impossibility for one to answer yes into this way of life?
Father, like I don't really know what to say, but
yes,
like I said before, it's good to always look at yourself first of all, to like see those things which you cherish most before choosing a congregation. I think if someone have to engage with us, if he's that type of person that does not love the Virgin Mary, her virtues, or there is contemplation, he does not keep a little bit of silence, he will have difficulties. I will not like say it's not possible, but I will say the person will have difficulties.
Okay.
Yes.
The person will have some practical difficulties.
Yes, Father.
To brave it.
Because that's our spirituality, and that's the richness of all the congregations.
Yes, they have something unique.
Different, yes, congregation. That's the difference. And each congregation have their own way of life, their own way of spirituality, which we are called to live. That spirituality we inherit from our founder. So that's it. I think to engage in our congregation, you have to have that love for the Blessed Virgin Mary. You have to have that love for meditation, that love of contemplating God, especially in silence.
In silence.
Yes, Father. Because helmet, they are detached. They are detached from the world to live in silence, quietness, and then to like communicate with God. Because you know, Father, the easiest way to find God is in silence.
It's in silence. Now we are gradually getting deep. Permit me say deep into your spirituality. Like you say, the easiest way to actually find God, to situate God, is in silence. So I remember the work of Archbishop Futon Shin, the power of silence. Yes, Cardinal Sarah. Yes, not Futon Shin. Cardinal Sarah has written a work, The Power of Silence, which is very, very important. It's deep and profound. And so Cardinal Sarah brings into place and at the forefront the power of one who meditates, contemplates, and reflects in silence. Such a person encounters God, and you are just affirming that here.
Exactly, Father. That's it, Father.
Wow, that is great. That is very, very wonderful. JTV friend, if you are just joining us, you are onto our program, Vocations Corner. And we are very, very pleased and highly elated to have with us Brother Roger Lontuma, a brother of the Order of St. Paul the First Hermit, and he is based in the Cameroon community situated at Betoua. And precisely, we have two of those communities. They are just located, just two of them, in the whole country. The first is in Betoua, and the second is in Yaoundé. And so, Brother Roger has been telling us more about the spirituality and the way of life of the brothers of this congregation. And inevitable is the place of prayer and the place of meditation and contemplation. JTV friend, you can always reach us at the TV screen and give in your contributions or notifications or questions that brother can give deep insight onto. But for the moment, someone, according to what we have here, someone is trying to reach us on call. Practically, it's impossible for you to get us on call, but you can always send us a text, and we shall get what you want to say, what you want to send, and the input you wish to give. For the moment, Madame Patricia Nge is writing and saying, God is wonderful. May God continue to work in his children, and especially those who have been called to pray for us in a very, very special way. For the grace of God is your strength. I am very, very much convinced that this is directed to our brother Roger. Yes, for the grace of God is your strength. Exactly. And God, who is working in you, will do it and will continue to do it. So this mother is saying courage to you and to the way of life that you have actually embraced. Dear TV friend, so far so good at this juncture. Before we continue to hear more about the community life and yes, a little bit significant again about the habits, the charism, and more about the brothers of St. Paul the First Hermit, let us get a short musical break. We shall take a short musical interlude, and when we come back, we shall exploit more about the brothers of St. Paul the First Hermit here in Cameroon, precisely in Betoua community and the Yaoundé community, from where our brother belongs. And we shall be looking on how to dot the I's when we come back and bucket the teas, hoping that as time gradually unfolds, brother will be readily available for subsequent editions. For the moment, we shall take a musical break and we shall be back.
When we walk with the Lord in the light of His Word, what a glory He sheds on our way. While we do His good will, He abides with us still, and with all who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. Not a burden we bear, not a sorrow we share, but our toil He doth richly repay. Not a grief nor a loss, not a frown or a cross, but is blessed if we trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. But we never can prove the delights of His love until all on the altar we lay. For the favor He shows and the joy He bestows are for them who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. Then in fellowship sweet we will sit at His feet, or we'll walk by His side in the way. What He says we will do, where He sends we will go. Never fear, only trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus.
Trust and obey, for there is no other way to be happy in Jesus than to trust and obey. Trusting and obeying the Lord through, our daily activities, living with one another, is a guarantee for being happy with the Lord. Trust and obey. Brother Roger, what do you think about that song? Especially the two words, trust and obey.
It's really an inspiring song, Father. I really love the song.
Okay.
Trust and obey. Those are two things. If we try to cultivate it in our life, our life will be much more better.
Very better.
Yes, Father.
I'm sure obedience is a key tool in the religious life again.
Exactly.
And in your order.
Obedience, that's the key. When they talk about obedience, that's the key, Father. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Brother Roger. Now, Brother Roger, yes, your motto, solus cum solus, alone with the alone. Yes.
Solus cum Deus solus.
Okay, solus cum Deus solus. Yes. Talking
alone
about
with God alone.
Alone with God alone. Alone with God alone.
Yes.
Yes. So can you tell us more about this? This you are very, very modus operandi, mode of operation and mode of operation.
Like I already said, our founder gave us this motto to guide us, to be like our guiding line. It means solus cum Deus solus, alone with God alone, and that's where we harvest our spirituality. It means we have to contemplate God. We have to contemplate God in silence, and we have to only depend on Him. Yes. That's why, like trying to say, that we should have that trust and
Total
obey.
trust.
That trust and obey.
And that obedience again is coming again.
Exactly, Father, in God.
And then that dependence now will come to depend only on God.
Yes.
When you trust, you obey, you depend
Exactly,
only on God.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's it, Father. Have solos cum Deo, solos alone with God. It means that our life should be totally given to God.
Yes.
That's why we are hermit. It means we abandon everything totally to follow God. In our communities, there's nothing like private properties. It does not exist.
Nothing.
You cannot have cars, you cannot have houses, you cannot nothing.
In fact,
so,
we'll be talking. In fact, we are just going. Let's
That's
talk
it,
about
Father.
community life. Yes, tell us more about
Detachment.
community life. Yes, please just tell us,
So
tell
that's
your
it.
audience more about community life, where nobody owns a car. Maybe if there is a car, even it's meant for everybody. Nobody takes a monopoly of it or monopolizes it. If there is maybe food or gifts, all of you share. So tell us more about community life. How is it like in that community? Tell us more.
In the order of Saint Paul, the first hermit, like guests in other congregation, in religious life in general, we try to live a family. We try to form a family as a family. Let me put it that way. We are living a family life. It means that if somebody have something, then everybody will share. Yes, everything is for the good of all. There's nothing like private property or whatsoever. We don't have the right to have the ownership of whatsoever, cars, houses, or what. Even sometimes there are certain clothes we can wear. Everybody, that's monastic life. We live, we share things together. We share for the same beauty, the same objective. Means that we are people driving with the same way of life, the same way of doing things, to the same objective also. So that's what makes us religious life. In fact, that's religious. What characterizes religious life?
Yes.
Being in a family. And then when we are in a community, if one of us is having a problem, it's also a problem of all, of everyone. Yes. So we like try to see how we can help them.
Yes, to solve.
That's why we used to say, even if somebody is having problems in, let me just say, the standard or whatsoever, it come to religious life, they can help him easily. Because we are together, and if there's a problem here, we try to see how we can solve it. Like they used to share, when 3 or 2 are gathered. Yes, there's always a solution.
Yes, solution.
Yes, Father. So that's our bond. That's
very, very
really strong. Yes, that togetherness. That's what is keeping us to move.
And in fact, there's a saying that together we stand and divided we fall.
Exactly.
Yes, together we always stand and divided we can easily fall. So if there's that togetherness in the community, it means that there will be definitely growth and progress, which is very, very important. Thank you so much, our brother Roger. And then what, maybe to some young men like me and you listening to us, they're out there, maybe if they take interest, they pick interest in maybe admiring this way of life, like you admired being with the Blessed Virgin Mary and living a life of contemplation, how can they, what are the requirements, what does it take for one to be admitted to such way of life, and if possible the various stages of formation to become like a full member of the community?
Okay, Father, in the order of Saint Paul, the first hermit, admission is not that complicated. To become a member in our community, first of all, like I rightly said, Father, we have those who came just to be normal brothers. We also formation for priests, and then we have the lay faithful. If you want to be a normal brother, what you need is just if you have ordinary level, from ordinary level upward, yes, you can be, even you have a degree or whatsoever, advanced level, you can still become a normal brother. And with formation of normal brother, you have 1 year of aspirancy,
yes,
internal aspirancy,
yes,
and then after that you have 1 year of postulancy, and then after the postulancy you have 1 year of novitiate. You have novitiate 2 years.
Yes,
that's 1 year is canonical and the other years apostolic.
Apostolic, yes.
Yes, and after that you have your first profession, and that's okay for the brothers.
Yes,
the formation is over. And then for those who want to become priests, you have also 1 year of internal aspirancy, 1 year of postulancy, 1 year of novitiate. After a novitiate, you have profession. After the profession, you have 1 year of stage. After a year of stage, you go now for studies.
For studies.
Yes.
Okay, I
Further
get the point.
studies.
Before it's further studies in philosophical and theological
Yes.
disciplines to become
That's it,
a
Father.
priest. Wow, that is so great and that is wonderful. So how can people easily get to you or situate you? Like I was saying, maybe there are some persons who want to get to you. Just knowing that you people are in maybe Yaoundé and Betoa, yes. It does not suffice for one to easily locate you. If someone admires your way of life and maybe haven't listened to you speak this far, wishes to actually get in touch with you and to embrace your way of life, how can they situate your community?
Like people who like want to situate us, we are found in, like I rightly said, in the diocese of Yaoundé, that's in Ayos. Ayos is the last village, the route leading to the east region. That's the last village of the center region.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that it's a
Rural.
rural area.
Area,
Area. Yeah. And then also we are found in Betoa, that's in Belabo, precisely in Belabo. For those who would like to know more about us, you can also go online.
Online.
Yes. We have even our Facebook page. You just type the Order of St. Paul, the First Hermit. You have more information, and then that's it, Father.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank
You're
you so
welcome,
much.
Father.
Now let me go again a little bit personal. I know I have interrogated you so much, asked you so many personal questions, but I want to thank you so far for your openness and their readiness to actually share with us this way of life and about your order. You know, some of us may be very, very customary and very versed with, you know, the congregations and others we see every now and then. But people like you who are kind of, let me put it in quote, kind of scarce. It's like a scarcity in supply relative to demand. You people are really scarce, no relative in demand. Yes, want to see you, want to hear from you, but you may not be available at all times because, first of all, of your charism and your way of life and your location. So, permit me ask again, dear brother. Yes, let us hear more about your habits. Yes, like I said, you are dressed in a very, very unique way, different from me and different from others. Can you tell us more about your habit, the symbolic significance and the relevance and any other thing going along with your habit?
Exactly, Father. Concerning our habit in the Order of St. Paul, the First Hermit, we wear a tunic.
Yes.
A tunic, like you and I know. A tunic, that's a monastic wear.
Yes.
Nearly all monks, they wear
Put
tunic.
on their tunic, yeah.
Yes, that's a monastic wear. And after that, we have a long rosary.
Okay, it's a rosary.
A rosary.
Yes.
Yes, we have a rosary. Attached. A rosary in our order signifies that attachment to the Blessed Virgin Mary. Yes, and after that we have our cincho.
Yes, a cincho.
Yes, our belt.
Yes.
We have our belt. That the belt signifies chastity.
Yes.
That's that of chastity.
A celibate chastity.
Yes.
In the celibate state for life.
Yes, that's it. And then after that we have our scapula.
Yes.
Our scapula is also a Marian way.
Yes.
So it also signifies that attachment to the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Yes.
After that we have this our capuchon. Yes. This one is just, it signifies that life of poverty.
Yes.
And
detachment.
Obedience, respect, detachment, and all the rest.
Yes.
So that's it, Father.
Okay.
So
So constantly you are dressed in your habit like that at all times, or there are moments where perhaps when you're in a community you can be without the habit, or maybe when you come out of the confines of your community you can be maybe in assorted. Are you allowed at any point in time to dress out of the normal way that you are appearing right now?
Father, with that question, I would like to say normally we are supposed to dress like this throughout, but look at the geographical nature whatsoever.
Yes.
It does not permit us to do that. So there are times that we might just wear our normal dresses and walk around. So that's it, Father.
And when it's time for prayer and meditation,
Prayer.
you put on your habit.
Prayer and meditation, we must be on habit.
If I put on your cap again, let me see, because
Exactly.
I admire it, and I know our people audience, they like to see you like that. These are the monks, these are the brothers. When you see them like that, it's serious time of prayer. No talking,
Serious
meditation.
prayer.
You know that they are talking with, they are alone. In fact, solus cum, they use solus. Yes, alone with God alone. It's a moment of contemplation. Dear TV friend, you see how rich the Catholic Church is. You see how profound the Catholic Church is. And above all, you see the finger of God working in his children. So many of us may be called or may be tempted to ask the question, wow, God is really powerful. Why will a young, handsome man actually abandon the world and go to live this way of life in solitude, in contemplation, just in prayer, in attachment to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and standing the gap for the whole world and for others? It can only be God. And it can only be God whose power working in us can do infinitely much more than we can ever ask or imagine. Brother Roger, we are caught by time. But I know subsequently with our invitation, whenever you are chanced, and of course with the permission of your superior, you will answer present. Yeah, and why not many of your brothers in the community?
Exactly.
Yes, and even your superior himself. We shall all be very happy to hear from them and to hear more about your way of life, and of course the order of St. Paul, the first hermit in Cameroon, Africa, and the world at large. At this point in time, we shall exhort you to give maybe your last word to our faithful audience, and even perhaps your encouragement, and of course in one way or another, talk to your audience again, let them hear you again.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank my superior, delegate of Cameroon here, of the Order of St. Paul the First Hermit, Father Francis, who have given me this opportunity to share our rich charism and spirituality and our way of life to other people. And then I also want to thank the entire team of this Divine Mercy radio and television, because it's really a great work. They are doing great work. I'm really so happy, so delighted. I want to thank God. And then I would like to encourage each and everyone for the work they are also doing for us, for the prayers and all the rest. So I would only like to plead on you to pray for us, as we are also praying for you people. And then lastly, I would like to thank the Bishop of the Diocese of Buea, Bishop Michael Bibi, for this opportunity, also for the work he is doing in the diocese. We can see, you guys can see it for yourself. It's really quite encouraging. We are really so happy, so delighted. Although people like us who are not around, we just go, we come back like this. We are so happy. We are seeing things are happening.
Yes.
We really thank God for that. I will pray that may God continue to protect him, God, and give him the courage to continue the good work which he have just started. So, dear friends, dear viewers, I just want to exhort you people to always pray, especially for our country. Always pray and pray until something happens. That's it.
Pray and pray until something happens. Thank you so much. In fact, that reminds me of the experience of St. Monica and her son, St. Augustine. Monica prayed, and something happened. Finally, Augustine was converted. Thank you so much, Brother Roger London. Yes, a brother of the Order of St. Paul, the first hermit, who was our highly esteemed guest for today's program, Vocations Corner. Brother has been so resourceful to us, giving us insight on that particular way of life, and generally the contemplative, meditative way of life, as a monk, as a brother, and as one living in the community life. Thank you so much, dear TV friend, for staying tuned to our program. This program today, General Supervision came in from the station manager herself, Joyce Bong. And our broadcast this afternoon has been JC Agum. And for presentation, I have been your regular host, Reverend Father Martin Nje Moka. urging you to stay tuned to more interesting programs over the GMR TV. God willing, we meet same time next week, same TV station, same program, Vocations Corner, with you, our same and faithful, highly esteemed audience. Stay blessed as you stay tuned to more interesting programs over the GMR TV, sharing the light of hope. God bless.